Alright, this is another episode of reviews, of the reviews I do, of the shows I see. Today I'm going to talk about Vincent Neil Emerson. I got a cheat sheet. But anyways, and Colter. I seen them about 2 months ago, I think. 2-3 months ago, I can't remember. But they're great show. Both great young songwriters in the outlaw country, Texas country rock, Americana, whatever whatever you want to call it. But Vincent Neil Emerson opened up the show. If you haven't heard of Vincent Neil Emerson, and it's funny because when I think of Vincent Neil Emerson, I think of Vince Neil from Motley Crue for some damn reason. I don't know why. But he is a songwriter from East Texas. Same area as Whiskey Myers. I was doing a little research today. Garden Gun magazine called him scrappy. He's very classic country and Americana to me. And I really haven't listened to a lot of him. He's only got one album out. Check it out. It's called Evil Chicken. It's called Fried Chicken and Evil Women. I think he wrote or co-wrote all the songs. I think there's like 11 songs on it. I got some videos on my YouTube of Vincent Neil Emerson. He did one or two covers. One of them was No Place to Fall, which was a Towns of Vincent cover, which I'm sure if you listen to my channel or know anything about Texas country, Texas songwriters, which I don't even know if Towns Vincent was actually from Texas. I know he was more of a hobo and moved around a lot. But I think he stayed in Austin or, something like that. But anyways, like I said, I got videos of that show at the Majestic in Fort Smith, Arkansas, which used to be the Sound Room. Before that, it was the Rib Room. I think before that, it was something else. And that's before I started going to concerts because I wasn't old enough. And then he opened up for Colter. But he is gaining pretty good traction. He's done Pace magazine. I think Guns and Garden, I'm not for sure. I mean, he's been all over. He's a young songwriter, 24 years old, born in Canada, and he reminds me of like a Ron Bingham type artist. He sounds a lot older than what he really is. But he mixes country, folk, Americana, Western swing all together in his music. And he's co-writes or writes all his songs. I think when he was little, I guess his family used to listen to Johnny Cash on the record player, radio, or in the house. But when he was a teenager, I think when he started learning to play guitar, it was like AC/DC, Led Zeppelin, and stuff like that, But really what got him influenced, was Bob Dylan's Don't Think Twice, It's Alright, which is Bob Dylan kicks major ass with songwriting. One of the best, if not in the top 3 of American songwriters. But he's also influenced by Woody Guthrie, Ramblin' Jack Elliott, Graham Parsons. I love Graham Parsons. Towns Vincent, George Jones, Willie Nelson, Waylon Jennings, stuff like that. He before he kicked off, got a lot of traction. He had a 7-song EP called Imaginary. He's opened up for the likes of Charlie. I think he could. No, that's Vincent. No, Emerson. Never mind. But he's opened up for like Lucinda Williams. I mean, he's getting pretty good at being up there pretty high on the ladder of, outlaws and stuff like that. All his songs have been featured on Dog the Bounty Hunter, Hell or High Water, which I think is a recent film. Actually, I think I seen it in theaters with Jeff Bridges, and it's like bank robber heist and out in the middle of West Texas or something. And then his self-titled debut was produced by Dave Cobb. If you listen to my Jesse Atkins videos, Dave Cobb has produced everybody from Shooter Jennings to Randy Rogers' band Colter. I mean, just a shit ton of people. Brent Cobb, I think. I mean, look him up. He's a badass producer. And then his latest album, Songs of the Plains, is, I think, his current album that's out right now. Like I said, he's got his own unique style, which I like. I can't stand these fucking people that it's same old song about going down a dirt road or how country are we? Fuck, we know you're country, damn it. Get to something better. I mean, I'm nobody, but I've written like 35 songs, something like that. I don't think one song has mentioned how country I am, or going down a back road. I don't think of all those songs. My songs are about depression, beer drinking, which, I mean, leaving, cheating. I got one gospel song that I wrote. I mean, just that deals with veterans, soldiers, the working man, farmers. I mean, like I said, not one of them have how country am I? I'm so country. It's so funky or whatever. I don't know. I'm not much into the new music or watered down Nashville, whatever you want to call it. But he did, back to Colter Wall, he performed a new song called Restaurant Swing Waltz. So check Aspire Music Writer on YouTube. That's my page, and it's a live version of that. And he does a few covers like Marty Robbins' Big Iron. He ended with, which I thought was really cool, he brought out Vincent Neil Emerson, and they did Redneck Mother, which, if you've never heard the actual story behind Redneck Mother, it was one that, from what I've read and stuff like that, where like Ray Wally Hubbard, Jerry Jeff Walker, B.W. Stevenson, all those people, like out in West Texas, Northeast New Mexico, wherever, I may be way off, but we'll get together and try to come up with the cleverest songs. And the story goes, it was initially wrote and recorded by Ray Wally Hubbard. If you don't know Ray Wally Hubbard, check him out. He is fucking badass. But anyways, so I guess what happened, they were all having a hootenanny, is what they call it. And it was his turn to go get the beer, And he goes, and there's 2 beer joints in Red River, New Mexico, where Ray Raleigh Hubbard was living at the time. I think this is like in the mid-70s, early 70s, something like that, but there's two bars, beer joints in Red River, New Mexico, and he goes, there's one that was like the hardcore hillbilly cowboy bar, you know, and then there was a hippie bar. He goes, but I didn't want to walk a half a mile down the road, or a mile or whatever it was, and carry a case of beer back. He goes, because he had lost his license again, you know, and I guess he got in some trouble in his early days. So he goes, well, how bad can this hardcore hillbilly redneck country bar really be? He goes, he walked in there, he goes, and there was about, I guess, 25 people. They were all bikers, and he goes, in between all of them, like 3 teeth, you know, and I was like, oh shit, you know. So that's what he was saying, you know, what the hell did I get into? You know, so I didn't want to act like I was imitated, or let them know that I was imitated. So I walked up to the bar and said, hey, Gomer, get me a beer. He goes, how'd you know that was my name? He goes, I like to say a fight broke out, because I didn't hold up my end of the bargain. And so he goes, I walked the half a mile back, or a mile, whatever it was. And he goes, I think I got my nose busted. And he goes, B.W. Stevenson, which recorded, I think he wrote too, I'm not for sure if he wrote it, but I know he recorded, Brooks and Dunn redone it, My Maria. It was the original version before Brooks and Dunn in it back, re-recorded it in the 90s. Said, well, did you get the beer? You know, and he made this song up, he goes, which is initially a throwaway, and then, you know, Jerry Jeff Walker heard it, and immediately wanted to record it. And he goes, and that for a long time, that was like the only song that people wanted to hear by Ray Ray Hubbard was Redneck Mother. He goes, I'd like to play this song, play Redneck Mother at every concert. Play Redneck Mother, play Redneck Mother. And he goes, and then, like I said, if you know anything about Ray Ray Hubbard, at 40 years old, he started taking guitar lessons, learned how to finger pick, and that's when he started, his career started going, you know, gaining traction, and of course, you know, he's a badass songwriter now. But like I said, if you haven't seen Colter in concert, please do. If you like outlaw, old country rock, Americana, also check out Vincent Neil Emerson. He's a badass too. And that is my review, and I'll see y'all later.